I love to connect dots. Here's a bunch of dots, pieces of information or data points that I've connected that would otherwise be disconnected and just floating around. Ironically, in metaphorical outer space, and in a pretty disparate fashion, if the Earth were indeed what modern science likes to tell us that it is, a ball hurtling through deep outer space and rotating around the sun, could it be that what we really observe is the glory of God, never changing and always reliably showing to us his perfect invention of a sky clock, that we can only observe and try to predict its inner workings from afar? Could it be then that that is the only model of it, that we were actually designed by our Creator to fathom or even truly understand? Feel free to discredit or refute any of these following data points, or, reconnect some of them for me. The truth shall set us free. Oh, where did I hear that? LOL. Dot number 1. The Bible. The idea that the Earth, according to science, isn't exactly how God describes it in his word. Probably the most important dot, if you ask me. Dot number 2. Antarctica. All of the historical evidence and ancient maps that show Antarctica is bigger or has much more landmass than the current globe map says. The military protection of it, the world treaties keeping it off limits and private. To guard a desolate place that nobody wants to go into seems much like guarding a smelly outhouse. Nope, not buying it. But I do smell something foul. The weirdness around Admiral Byrd and his death. All of the evidence that something huge is being hidden there, the lack of ability to calculate its landmass with Google Earth, weird flight paths and flight plans that avoid traversing it in travel. Oh yeah, it's off limits, duh. So here's dot number 3, NASA fakery. There's all this talk about fake moon landings and even video whispers containing Stanley Kubrick confessing his part in it. Lost technology? Nope, how could we possibly buy that? And let's be honest, we as taxpayers bought an awful lot of things for them, and sadly, for us as consumers of information, buy them as well. Then there's the lost data of the most, historic step for mankind. No way, we can't just accept that. There's undeniably faked footage and all those undeniable green screen slip-ups at NASA and the ISS. Not to mention Nazi participation in NASA's founding and, honestly, some rocket propulsion goofiness. Even NASA's own admissions raise eyebrows. And let's not forget the total lack of non-CGI imagery. A non-CGI picture of the entire Earth just doesn't exist. Now moving on to dot number 4, the Jesuits. They are known to be, and even admitted to be, sworn to Lucifer deceivers. Yes, even when it comes to outer space. They've got a stranglehold on major telescopes, the heliocentric model, and really modern astronomy and science as a whole. And then there's their grip on scientific training, all through their controlled universities. It's, quite a web they've spun. So, here's the thing about the invisible curve. I've never seen a picture of any horizon with any kind of curve, at any distance or at any elevation. Not one that wasn't either shot with a fisheye lens or isn't a CGI NASA-produced image. Now let's talk about the science for a moment. The only known experiment that independently verified that the Earth is actually moving through space, independent of assumptions or observations that just, verify a rotating and or moving Earth by assuming that the Earth is moving or rotating, which is a bit of circular reasoning really, was the Michelson-Morley experiment. But that experiment failed to show this movement. That is, until that priest of scientism, aka Father Einstein, came around and calculated the fudge factor variable to atone for that sin-filled fact. Sorry for all of that sophisticated scientific and mathematical jargon. Ha ha! Sometimes, honestly, all of that mathematics and physics just feels like dogmatic orthodoxy used to keep us in that religion of scientism. One could look into what Einstein had to say about his part in all of that. Moving on to the metaphysical, these are the things that can't be physically observed or scientifically measured. There are so many dots here, I wouldn't even know where to start, honestly, but none of these require a meaningless rock hurtling through deep outer space, and they all came or come from somewhere. The Bible, God's word, can probably clue us into all of them. Well, there you have it. The reasons that I say and believe the crazy-seeming things that I do. In this particular unrounded realm, anyway. Haha, glory. Glory. His truth keeps marching on.